Hey guys, this is Blue Forest. Welcome back. So today we do have a new bot incursion beginning. The showcase bots this month will be Rhinox, Mirage, Demotron, and OGP. So you'll have several good options there to pick up to buy with your bot chips. And of course, SOUNDBLASTER will be arriving as well. So I've taken a very good look at his kit and we're going to go through it. If you're not aware, he is going to be a tactician. And my initial impressions are that he's actually a very creative bot. I think they did an interesting job with him. He has a few very unique abilities that you would not expect from a bot. And so I think he will have real potential, particularly in longer fights, because a lot of his buffs and abilities are enhanced by the combo meter. And so I think he'll have great potential to shine in longer fights in particular. So his basic abilities will be attack buff, attack debuff, and armor break. Those are not surprising for a tactician. But his initial ability here, his passive ability, really jumped out at me. This is not something I've seen them do before. So he records his combo success, preventing his combo meter from being reset. If he is hit by a special attack crit or a ranged crit, his combo meter is reset. So what that means is that all non-critical hits and even melee crits, as long as they're not specials, will not reset his combo meter. That's new, that's interesting, and will be very beneficial to all types of players. It'll be helpful to newer players who make more mistakes, but also very much to veteran players who are using Starseeker, which of course is one of the most useful masteries, because the fact that he will essentially be immune to losing his combo meter with certain types of hits will be super helpful because, if you're a long-term player, it happens to everybody where you get up to 80 hits or 100 hits or 200 hits, and then you get hit by that stray melee or ranged hit, and then you lose your Starseeker, you have to start over again. This could be really, really cool. So I want to see this in action, but this is a very interesting ability that I think will, again, really, really shine in those longer fights in particular. So with ranged attacks, he will have a 30% chance to nullify an armor or melee buff on the opponent. The chance goes up by 10% for every 5 hits on the combo meter. So, again, talking about longer fights. I'm going to mention longer fights a lot because a lot of these abilities just get much better with longer hit streaks. So this means that once he's at 35 hits or more, he will have a 100% chance to nullify armor or melee buffs on the opponent. Now his heavy, this also jumped out at me because of the wording. It says that he fires 3 shots that track, and hitting an unstoppable enemy will cause stun for 2.5 seconds. The fact that they use the word track is very interesting. We obviously need to see this in action. How exactly that plays out, what it means literally, we have to see. But that's curious, because I've never seen them use the word track for something like a heavy before. It would be easy to assume that his heavy would be like Sound Waves or Scorps, but I'm not so sure about that. This could be a very new heavy that is also very difficult to dodge, so we'll just have to wait and see. His special attacks, he's going to be getting one of these 2 buffs every time he uses a special, also related to the combo meter. So if the combo meter is even, so 2, 4, 6, 8, etc., he will gain 12 to 25% attack up for 10 seconds. That's really good, right? And that will presumably increase with rank. So, maxed out SOUNDBLASTER, he's getting 25% attack for 10 seconds. That's really good. And 10 seconds is plenty of time to work with. If after a special the combo meter is odd, he will apply a 15 to 30% attack debuff for 10 seconds on the opponent. So both of those will be helpful. The attack, obviously, even more so. But there will be situations where applying that attack debuff on the opponent will also help you out. And he's going to be getting either of those after every special. So when it comes to his specials, his special 1, he'll have an 80% chance to apply 10 to 20% armor break for 8 seconds, so that'll be 20% at rank 6, and he will deal 10% extra damage for every 20 hits on the combo meter. So again, if you're in a long fight, you're at 100 hits, he's going to be doing 50% extra damage with that special 1. Now his armor break is not as great as some other bots. It's not going to be as good as bots like OGM or OGP, but it'll be decent. It's there. He has a high chance to activate it, and it is 8 seconds long. With the special 2, he will deal shock for 120% attack over 3 seconds. 120% is quite good. It's a pretty strong shock. And the duration of it will increase by 1 second for every 10 hits on the combo meter. So you get up to a high hit streak. If you're at 100 hits, that's a 13-second shock. That's really long. With the special 3, it will do 2 things. First, he will reduce the duration of enemy buffs by 50% for 45 seconds. 45 seconds is quite a long time. So again, there will be long fights in particular where the special 3, applying that will be useful against certain types of opponents. And every hit of the special 3 will have a 5% chance to cause, now it says 1 to 20, I believe it's actually 10 to 20% armor break for 20 seconds. The chance will also increase by 1% for each hit on the combo meter. So if you are at a high hit streak, you'll have up to 100% chance to apply that armor break. So his armor break does max out at 20%, which is not the best, but decent. However, the special 3 armor break is 20 seconds, which is much longer than the 8-second armor break with the special 1. Now his signature, Signal Scramble. This is one of the things in his kit that's a bit underwhelming to me. It's a largely defensive sig that with ranged attacks, he will be able to apply a trigger rate debuff that reduces the enemy's chance to trigger buffs by 2 to 50% for 8 seconds, and it cannot be stacked, so 1 at a time. The good thing about it is that it can be applied with ranged attacks, and obviously you're firing off lots of ranged shots, so you have lots of chances to activate it. However, it is RNG based, and it starts out at a very low chance. So presumably at SIG 1, it's going to be a 2% chance. So even if you are firing off lots of range shots, a low SIG Sound Blaster, if he has a 2% or a 5% chance, he's not going to apply it very much. And like I said, you can't stack it. And if it maxes out at 50%, that's not that high necessarily. So it'll be okay. There might be some fights where it'll help you out, but this is very much a defensive SIG. I don't see it being a game changer at all, and I'm not particularly excited about it, but that's okay. He has a lot of other things in his kit that will be very strong. So moving on to his synergies, he has a few really good ones here, actually. I'm pretty impressed. So with Bumblebee, this is Scout B. Range attacks will have a 25% chance to power steal up to 11% of the opponent's power bar. So he will be able to power steal occasionally. 25% on all range attacks is decent enough that you will see this in action sometimes. And given that this is mutual, this will be particularly good for Scout B given how his kit works. Sound Blaster will also have a very good synergy with Sound Wave and Blaster, increasing heavy damage by up to 14%. So a 5-star, you're getting 14% extra heavy damage. That's always a good thing for all 3 of those bots. With Dirge, he has a defensive synergy, reducing the opponent's range damage by 6 to 12%. And then Sound Blaster has an excellent synergy here with Shockwave, which increases special damage by 10 to 18%, right? So a high tier, a 5-star, is going to be getting 18% extra special damage. That's a lot. That's really good. And then Sound Blaster's leadership will be armor. So I really like these synergies for sure. And so, as you can see, it's creative, it's different, it's a bit unique. I wouldn't have expected some of these things. He's got a lot of buffs and debuffs. As you can see, certainly he's going to benefit greatly in longer fights. The armor break is decent, but he's got shock. He's got these bonuses he's getting with specials. He's got this heavy that could be really awesome. We'll have to see. He can nullify. And of course, his passive ability is going to be potentially really awesome for all kinds of players. But I think, particularly for veteran players who, hate to see your Starseeker go away, there will be times where you'll be able to get hit and you won't lose that combo meter. That's super awesome. So overall, I am excited. With that said, I do have to say, unfortunately, that, as you know, a lot of the recent releases have been bugged to death. Several of them have been disasters, particularly bots like Slipstream and Rodimus. A lot of these recent releases have had a lot of problems that have not even been fixed yet. So there is understandably some skepticism towards Kabam about these new releases. So I'm cautiously optimistic about him. So if he comes out and he's in good shape, if he has no issues or minimal issues, I will make a run for him, try to pull him from a crystal, and probably buy him from Energon if he actually works. If he's broken, well, even if he's brilliant, even if he's amazing, on paper, if he's broken, it won't matter. So I'm really hoping that he's not broken. I will say that Kabam will probably release him today for $100, as they've been doing with every bot. If you really love Sound Blaster and you are willing to spend money, I would caution you on that. I would wait a bit. Try to get him as a 3 or 4 star first. Other people will start to get him. Wait for the reviews to come in, because you do not want to blow a bunch of money on a broken bot. I really wish Kabam would not be doing that when the bot is first released, because it's just terrible business practice considering how many bots have been broken in the last year. So we just have to hope that he's in good shape. But overall, I think he's got an interesting kit. He could be quite strong. And again, particularly in those longer fights, he could be pretty awesome. So we'll just have to wait and see. So let me know your thoughts, guys. Let me know if you have any questions, if you are impressed with Sound Blaster, if you're thinking about maybe getting him. And I'll be on with gameplay related to the new bot incursion in the coming days. So in the meantime, do take care of yourselves, and we will be in touch again soon.